There are, how many 96 of us now, something like that, between artists and professionals, and our group is continuing to grow. And one of the things that we talked about at our last workshop in New York was opportunities for exhibition. So, I mean, that's a major topic in professional development, like where do we go with that? So we talked about collaborating a couple years ago at one of our workshops in Hawaii. That was one of the exercises during the week, was finding a partner that makes work dissimilar to yours and collaborating with them with found objects there in Hawaii. And it was such a great exercise, and then we had several artists say that they really enjoyed it. They'd like to see that come back as part of our workshop. So instead of bringing it into the workshop, we thought, why don't we assign artists this exercise as an exhibition? And so each artist is a Keep High Pi fellow, and they chose another Keep High Pi fellow, and hopefully they chose someone that has different work and a different studio practice than theirs, which I think most of them did. And then they worked on working together and working outside their comfort zone and thinking outside of what they normally produce in a partnership or collaboration. So many of those artists that are here with us today, and we're going to kind of talk about what that looks like working as a community, because this is what Keep High Pi is all about, is how each artist can become a resource for the others in their own community, and how also our professionals are also resources. So we always think we lead and we go to these workshops with, what am I going to get out of this? But what I think most of them come away with is how much they were able to give to other people. And that's a really important part of it. So we work very closely on developing the programming for Keep High Pi. But how should we kind of start this?
I think sort of, let's start with the setup today, and that's that none of us are here as maybe like faculty. There's no hierarchy here, it's sort of communal. So really, I mean, that's sort of the whole point of this, is really bringing to the forefront a community collaboration, what this conversation is. I'd actually maybe even like to start with talking to Catherine and Jane, who have been participants, who were part of the original workshops, and now they are people who are mentoring alongside other faculty and taking about some of their experiences that they've taken with them through their journey and what that looks like, from participant to actually advising.
I can respond to that, and with specifics to the piece that I worked on with my partner Jill. I really believe that community is the biggest part of having success in the art world, and that's through just having the support of your peers who both encourage you but also can be a sounding board when you need advice and feedback. And I was sort of pulled into this. I had a lot of, my mother had passed away. I was like, I can't do this project, and I got pulled in at the last minute, like, please, join Jill and make a project. And I was like, it's like, we have a month, and she's a painter, I'm a photographer, I'm not sure. And then 5 minutes later, I just saw where we could go with it. I was like, yes, we'll do it. Moral of the story is, do not propose a project using techniques and materials you've never used before on a tight deadline when you have no time. But I did it, and it's like, and community saved me, because I got into things, it's like technologically, I didn't know how to do. And got on Facebook to one of my peer groups. It's like, oh my God, how do I divide this file into 18 segments and make it, and I got 30 different answers, none of which really was enough, but I was able to figure it out. And it's like, I couldn't have made this piece without community, without my partner, and without my larger community in the photo world that helped me figure out some of the technological aspects that I was battling. And resources of vendors, and I mean, everything I did on this, I had never done before and didn't know how to do. And I couldn't have made it on my own without help.
Just were emailing each other, and the miracle was that we had an idea inside of 15, 20 minutes. And there was no floundering, there was no bullshit, it was just like, what about this, what do you have, here's an image, here's a drawing, here's this, bam, and we had an idea. Then we had to jump on the technological, train, which was a little daunting, more for Jane than for me, but while she's figuring out all that other stuff, I was prepping the panels and, but I don't know, it really went pretty smooth. just like.
Which pieces would I say yes anyways? Because I will have explored something, it gives you the window to explore something you've never worked on before, which you wouldn't think, I wouldn't do.
I think it's true that because Jane and I did the very, very first one. Then forget. And, I think in terms of the name, Keep High Five, it inspires you not only creatively, it inspires you like, we're this intense group of professionals, and we're gonna do this. In terms of working, and, there was no rough spots, really, it was just, you know, Sam would say something, and I'd say something, and we'd go back in our corners and do it, and get together, and it was just this sort of smooth evolution, and here I am, not doing three-dimensional work at all. And how do I take something that's on a flat sheet of paper and enter into this three-dimensional world? And then thinking, I really can't do this. And then remembering that Andy's saying, you know, I'm not present. So, it's a very inviting experience. And I also have to say that having done the Keep High Five as an artist more than once, that, what's significant in doing it a second time or even a third time, it isn't a repetition of what you've done before. It's, you get a bit of information, you go out and do certain things or open certain doors, and that changes the equation. And then you continue on this path, and you get further down the road, and it's like, oh, I wonder what Shana would have said about this. And it gives you an opportunity to then go back, and as I was telling Andy, because now I know the questions to ask. And so it sort of beefs you up, and it's like, oh my God, now I gotta go here, and then pretty soon I'm up here, and then you're looking back where you started, and it's like, okay, I've got this. So it is a powerful dynamic, and it's almost sort of like,
What we're talking about, I think, is accountability, right? All of a sudden, you become accountable to something that's larger than yourself. You become accountable to a larger community as well.
But I think also you're investing in yourself by doing this, and you have a stake in it, so you're not gonna like take all that advice and feedback and then not use it, cause you're there because you're hungry, cause you wanna move forward.
You know, I wanted to make sure it was, see, so that's, bring it on, cause that amps up everybody's thing.
It's scary too, because
Yes.
you're afraid, you know, well, we have all this, artists always have this, what